So what is going on, people? Welcome to episode 48, the start of season 4 here on FIFA 21. If you are looking forward to this season, then make sure that you pop a like on the episode for me and subscribe to the channel as well. And well, at the end of last season, we finished 7th in the league, but the cups were won by teams above us. I wasn't sure whether that would translate into FIFA, but it has. We are in the Europa League this season, and I will show you the expectations and everything that comes with it in due course. But for now, let's just have a quick look at the squad. So a couple of people have grown up a little bit again. Silva's up to 79, Kasinovic up to 78. A little bit more growth throughout the squad. But in terms of transfers, I haven't set anything yet as to what we're looking for. I have a good idea of what I would quite like. But let's have a look at player activity. So we've got 3 players on the transfer list. Lasana Koulibaly is on there. Edgar come in. He's higher rated. Is a little bit younger. And I just think he's probably better equipped. So Koulibaly, we can try and move on. George Miller was on the transfer list last season. And Jurgen Kellenkamp has found himself on the transfer list. That is because that German that was out on loan at Mönchengladbach last season, Johann Schulte, he is coming in to be our backup right winger to Luke Thomas, which meant Yunus Musa then lost his place in the squad. So what I'm going to do is he can play right mid or centre mid. So I'm moving Yunus Musa to centre mid. It's only taking 2 weeks on the development plan. I think he will take a Kellenkamp's spot. And again, we can get a bit of money for a Kellenkamp. He just wouldn't get any game time. He's on a decent wage as well. So I thought it's probably better to move him on rather than loan him out, because we could do with the money. Again, we haven't been blessed with transfer budget this summer. Maybe not as much as we would like to really improve the squad. So we may see players move on. You know, we may well see a first team player move on. Who knows? We've got a number of youngsters up for loan again. Some players were out on loan last season, the likes of Carrasco, the likes of Randall. So hopefully they can get some loans again. So that's the transfer ideas for now. In terms of what I'm looking for, I think the only real the only real the only area really of that squad that you could say could do with improving is probably Ailton. I think I am going to look for a new left back. Ailton certainly will be good enough as backup, but I think maybe a real sort of top quality left back is in our future. But yeah, as you can see, only 43 million in the transfer budget. A healthy wage budget, it must be said. We wouldn't spend all of that. You could push it to over 50 million in terms of transfers if we wanted to. So there is room to manoeuvre. But you can see, board expectations there. We will go through them. So youth development, media priority. Within 2 seasons, have at least 1 player from the youth academy sign the first season, play at least 50 games remaining in the next season. Don't know whether we'll do that. We haven't been brilliant at hitting board objectives, it must be said. Get a streak of 5 games without defeat this season. Hopefully we can do that. Sign 1 player, same nationality of the club. They'd like us to sign an English player then. So those 2 are the most important in terms of objectives. Financial, make a 2.7 million profit from youth player sales within 2 seasons. Interesting. Did Harvey Perkins not count towards that last season? Apparently not. Okay. Domestically, they want us to finish in Europa League spot, so we need to be finishing in the top 5 then in the league. Reach the round of 16. They want us to get to the quarter-finals of the Europa League. So lofty expectations, it's fair to say, from the Barnsley board this season. But yeah, that's everything to go through. We are in a pre-season tournament, as you see. We've got Lille, Frankfurt and Watford in our groups. But yeah, so we'll do the same as always. We'll sim through to the... Actually, I haven't even looked who we've got in the first game of the season. We've got to play a qualification game against OB. I think that's Odense in Denmark. Okay, so that'll be the first game we play then in this episode. So we'll play the Odense game. We will then go to we'll sim to the Palace game. Sheffield Wednesday got promoted, I just noticed there. Okay, so our first foray into Europa League, or to European football, comes in this episode then. But I'll sim the friendlies and then if there's transfer business, obviously you will see it. So it's going to be a bit jumpy, but yeah, just bear with me and we'll work our way towards the first game. So Kellen Campbell comes to me. He's a bit surprised that I'm looking to moving on, but he can't say he's unhappy about it. Interesting. Well, I can't guarantee you games, unfortunately, Jurgen. So I think it's in both parties' interests that you move on. I just noticed that I'm really dark, actually. It is the middle of the day, but the sunlight was so bright it was causing me to go yellow. So let's try and sort out some lighting, shall we? There we go. Hopefully that helps. If you're wondering as well, the hat, my NFL team is the Pittsburgh Steelers. So there you are. Right, first friendly of pre-season. We are against Frankfurt. Everybody is fit, so we will just go with this side. Hopefully can pick up a win. Quick sim, and we drew 1-1 against Frankfurt. These are the sort of teams that we'll be coming up against in the Europa League this season, so it's good to test ourselves against some of the better European sides. Obviously not quite the top, the elite. Okay, so a number of left backs have been presented to us then already. A lot of them from Italy, or I think all of them from Italy, but there's plenty there to see. We've got some decent options, like Rogerio is not too bad, 25 years old at 76. Pizzella as well, it's 25 at 77 rated. You can see there, Declan John is a free agent. But if we scroll down a couple more, Jetro Williams is a free agent. Now, he is 29, but he is 78 overall. That's quite tempting, you know. Again, it's sort of a... You know, he'll be in the team for maybe 1 or 2 seasons before he starts to decline. But it's a real improvement on Ailton. And again, allows us to save money, maybe to improve elsewhere. So I think actually, really decent physical still at 29, the Dutchman. Decent technicals as well. I think, to be honest, this one is a bit of a no-brainer. So we will make a move for Jetro Williams. Meeting him in a fancy restaurant. He wants Crucial. He will be playing first team, so he can have Crucial. Wants a 3-year deal. That's fine. Again, disregard release clause. He wants 42 and a signing of 360. Absolutely fine. He's laid out his terms. He's got what he's wanted. And well, we have a new left back in at the club. Very early doors. Very happy to get it done. Okay, so first piece of business then. Osasuna have come in straight with a bid for a Kellenkamp. They've come in at value, but apparently we can milk them a little bit for almost 4 million. So we'll certainly will do that. Putting the scouts out there, we're now looking for a new winger. So hopefully we can turn up something decent. A real good winger would be ideal. Asked for 3.95. They're sticking at 3.1. Let's try and push them up again, shall we? 3.95 is what the chief exec reckons we can get. They're coming up at 3.3. We'll maybe put ours down a bit. Say 3.75 and you can have him. They're negotiating 3.4. Alright, we'll try and push it up a little bit. 3.65. Go on, lads. Yeah, alright, they're happy to do that then. Excellent. So that's that one sorted early then. A Kellenkamp could well be on his way. Okay, we're looking for a winger. This time options for him from Spain. A lot of free agents again. I'm loving this. Some decent options though. Mali Ake from Granada, left wing. Malejo as well is a youngster from Atleti. So again, I'm just loving the free agents though. Amin Younes, German. I think, wasn't he at Napoli at a time? Trezeguet, formerly of Villa, of course. Samuel Grandsir and Inigo Vicente. Just looking at this, obviously there are better options, but again, it's all about the free agents. I've used Samuel Grandsir before on Football Manager. Very decent physicals, good sprint speed and acceleration, agility and balance in the 90s as well. Decent technical. We could be building a team here purely out of free agents. I'm going to go in for Samuel Grandsir. Can play on either wing as well. This is, yeah, it's turning out to be quite the cheap window so far. Okay, so he wants important. I'm not going to argue. Fine. I just want to get these players in, to be honest. In terms of contract, we'll give him 3 years. Only 26. Yeah, decent. Okay, in terms of release clause, they don't want one, which is fine. Okay, now in terms of what they would want. I think the recommended was about 47. I think the bottom one was. So we'll try that and see what he says. Yeah, happy with that. Another 3 agent in the van. This is turning out to be quite the window, it must be said. Okay, second game of pre-season is against Watford. Sangali now up to 80 rated, our first player to hit 80 rated. Let's quick send this Watford game. I don't know whether they're in the Prem or in the Championship, but we get a 3-1 win. Jetro Williams on the score sheet, Frieza and Sangali as well. So we might actually be set to do well in a pre-season tournament for once. But we have moved our attentions on now. Maybe looking for a top-class centre-back. Again, I like Helic and Medina, but again, maybe just, who knows, if we can find one that's decent, then might come in and steal someone's place. But Kellen Camper's gone, as you can see from the graphic there. He has gone to Osasuna. Decent little pickup. We got him on a free, of course, at the start of last season. Did a job for us, but again, just for his benefit at 23, he needs to get out and play. I couldn't guarantee him games, so I think it's only fair, to be honest, to let him go. Okay, so I said about centre-backs. My, a plethora of centre-backs we have in here. Some really decent players. A lot of these you will recognise. All these scout reports come from England. There is one guy. He is a free agent. 79 rated Pablo. This guy was at Chelsea last season. I don't think I'd even heard of him. Now, okay, he is a free agent, yes. He would certainly come in and be our best centre-back. But the fact he's 32, I mean, I'm not too sure. I mean, he's got he's got no pace, acceleration of 41. Strength is decent. Again, you know, kind of almost waning a little bit. I don't know, it might lean... It's tough. Because again, free agent, cheap, very good rating of 79. And that's what I've been about this window so far. Yeah, I've just been thinking about it for the last couple of minutes. I think that acceleration is what is putting me off. So as much as I love a free transfer, I'm sure we'll pick up more in the coming window. I'm not going to go for Pablo, but instead I'm going to go for someone. He's going to cost us a little bit of money, but he is young and he's a very good player. I'm going to go for Eric Garcia, I think. 22, at Burnley, 77 rated. Would come in, be our best centre-back. Might cost a little bit of money, though. 25 to 35 million. It's valued at 20 million. We've got the money to spend. And I think someone like Eric Garcia is someone that you spend it on. He's got bags of potential. Decent physically, not the quickest, but enough pace, decent jumping. Again, all the key attributes really in the green. Technically, not the best, but he doesn't need to be. Passing is alright. Stand tackle is good. Defensive awareness is good. For me, I think Eric Garcia is the guy. So we will go in and see what they say. I've learnt my lesson as well. Because of how transfer negotiations have gone. Apologies if you can hear that. I think the ice cream man has been doing his rounds. But I'm going to offer at value to start with, rather than the bottom of the recommended. They want 29. Okay. So, let's come up. We'll do 24.5 million. How does that sound? About halfway between, with the sell-on clause. They want 29.2. Okay, well, we'll push it down. I think that was the recommended, 25.2. They want 29.3. Okay, so what we will say then is, we'll go 27.3 and see what they say with the sell-on clause. They're happy with that. Okay, 27 million then, towards the lower end of what they expected for Eric Garcia. Really excited about bringing in this guy. Again, rating-wise at the moment, not great. Well, I mean, he's good. He will certainly be our best centre-back, rating-wise. But it's that potential that he's got. accept he will be an important player. He wants a 5-year deal at 22. I am more than happy to give him that, disregard the release clause, and again he'll take the wage cut. You'd love to see it. 34 grand a week. He might want a slight bump. No, he's happy with that. Eric Garcia, the first player we have well and truly splashed the cash on. 27 million we've spent on Eric Garcia. Oh, this Barnsley side is getting me excited. Okay, we've had a loan offer in for one of our youngsters, Antonio Carrasco from AZ. Jack Aitchison is actually out on loan there at the moment. They want a loan with an option to buy, but we'll negotiate that for a loan. Hopefully he can go out and get himself some game time. I've added a couple more people to the transfer list as well. Ben Williams is now on the transfer list because we brought in Chetro Williams. Rolando Aarons is now on the transfer list as well because we brought in Grandsir. And I've added Dabila to the transfer list as well. Kind of like the guy, is it we had in the first season or the second season, the left winger? I can't even remember his name now. Declan Rice has gone for 40 million. Is that it? Oh, mate, missed out there. Either way. Lille coming up in a friendly next. As you can see, Garcia slotting straight in to the starting 11, but we will have to make some changes. Grandsir can come in. Campbell can come in as well. Helic struggling a bit, so we'll bring in Medina. I think Baku will bring in Rostovsky as well. I think I'm good with all of that, so we will quick sim this game as well. And can we get a result against Lille? No, 2-1 defeat. Decore on the score sheet. Does that mean we're out? We might be because, because Frankfurt picks up a win. No, we're through. Okay, so we got a bit of prize money. Got Hoffenheim in the semi-final of the cup. A little bit more money in the transfer coffers. Can never argue with that. Right, we've had a couple of transfer offers in then, as you can see, one for Dabila, one for Luke Thomas, interestingly. AZ have accepted our bid for, or our negotiation. It's from Ajax, that bid for Thomas. We'll deal with this one first, from Braga for Dabila. They come in at value. If we can negotiate a little bit more from him, then that'll be decent. Eke out as many pennies as possible. Meeting in the office with the Braga. Oh, Carlos Carvajal. Do come in. How are you, sir? Right. 3.85 is what the chief exec said. What are you saying, Carlos? He's not reading the budget. Right. Let's be stern again. 8.5. What are you saying this time? Yeah. Alright. Fair enough. Coming up. Right. Luke Thomas. How much are Ajax offering? Let's read the message first. 19 million for Luke Thomas. If we can get a decent whack for him, I wouldn't be adverse to selling him. If we could get up towards that top end, then I wouldn't say no, to be honest. It's not someone that I would actively look to sell, but for that sort of money, I mean, put another 10 mil on it and he's yours. No. Alright, fair enough. It's worth a try. Like I said, not someone that I was actively looking to sell, but if you can get big money for him, I'm not going to say no. Right, Hoffenheim coming up soon. Had an offer for Rolando Aarons from FC Augsburg. Again, maybe trying to eke a little bit out of them. Over the 3 million mark would be ideal, but they've offered a decent whack already. 2.95 they've offered. I think it said 3.2. Come on. 250 grand more, lads. Absolutely perfect. Right, it's a good transfer window so far. Getting rid of the players we want to. And bringing in some real quality as well. Everyone looks just about ready for this Hoffenheim game. So we will go in full strength. Do they have Leon Bailey on the wing there? We managed to beat them as well. Fair play. Silva opens the scoring. Skov grabs a goal. Then Sangali puts us 2-1 ahead. He grabs a third. Skov again. Well, into the final of the tournament. We will be playing Lille. Managed to see off Wolfsburg. Again, this is good. Just adding more money to the transfer budget. Very, very good. Ah, Musa's completed his tournament. Not his tour. He hasn't completed his tournament. Got 2.7 million, and Musa is in as well. Musa's not in. What am I talking about? He's completed his development. Switch. Position switch. Jesus, that was hard. Right. Will his rating go up? No. Okay. Just stayed on 74, which is fine. Okay, so Dabila has gone then to Braga, some more money in the coffers, and a loan offer for Enrique Hurtado as well, loan to buy from Besiktas. Again, we will just delegate that. Hopefully he will join them on loan, but again, more money in the coffers. Carrasco has gone on his 1-year loan to AZ. We've also had an offer from Monaco for Johan Schulte. Interesting. Again, someone I've not used, but is quite exciting. But again, someone I've not used, like, come through the academy, we can make decent money off of him. They've put an offer of 12.9 in. If we can get towards that top end of what the chief exec says, they might not want to go that far. But if we can get sort of over 15 million for someone that's come through the youth prospects or the youth setup, that's not bad at all. 16.7 Monaco. How are you feeling? They're happy with that. Right, okay. Interesting. Schulte could be on his way out. We have 2 bids for our right wingers. One was rejected by Ajax, but Schulte could well be on his way out of the club, as Juve signed Luka Jovic for 84 million. We've got Lille in this final pre-season game. Just having a look, we might need to make a couple of changes. People looking a little bit tired. I can't even remember how we just did against them in the friendly cup thing. But we'll bring Schulte in for a game. Sangali can come out as well. We'll put Dudziak in. And Ailton can come in for Jetro Williams. Other than that, I think we're happy with that. So, quick simit. Can we win the friendly tournament this summer? No, we can't. 1-0 to Lille in the final. That's not too bad. At least we got to the final. Plays against some good teams. I'm happy with that. So now it's full concentration on to the transfer window and the first game against Odense in the qualifying round. Aarons has gone. Tado, the Besiktas have agreed a 1-year deal for him. Lovely stuff. And yeah, well done for reaching the final. Cool. Right, we press on. Okay, back on the screen. And again, with left backs, I've been having a think. And actually, I might be inclined to replace Ailton as well. Just thinking about it, he's getting up there in age. He's sort of not... He hasn't really been growing that much. I know we've just signed Williams as well. But again, he's maybe not someone that's like a long-term replacement. I've been having a look through some of these left backs that have been recommended. Again, sort of all over Europe. Rodriguez will be a good player. Obviously, lots of international experience. Probably cost a lot as well. Oh, 11 million, that's not bad, but he is 30, so he's older than Jetro Williams. A guy I was actually thinking about is Ruggiero. I mentioned him earlier. 25 years old, 76, so still got time to grow. Very decent physicals, decent technicals as well. But the big thing, he's cheap. 8 to 12 million. So I think I'm actually going to go in for Ruggiero and replace Ailton. A little bit sad. Ailton has been a decent player for us. I'm just thinking sort of, moving forward. Maybe Ailton isn't the best option to have. Maybe just overhauling that left-hand side might be the best thing moving forward. We'll offer a flat 8 million for now. They want 10.5. Okay, well, we'll up it a little bit. Go 8.4 and see what we'll keep the sell-on clause. They want 10.5. Okay, what about if we meet in the middle and we'll say 9.5? Remove the sell-on clause this time. See what they say. They want 11.1. Okay, right. So we'll go back down. We'll offer 9.5 and we'll keep the 15 sell-on clause. They're happy with that. Right, okay. Decent amount then. 9.5 for a decent player. Can't argue with that. So we will negotiate with Rogerio. He probably will come in and be a backup initially, although I may keep Willems as a backup. Depends what Rogerio wants in his contract. We'll offer him rotation and see what he says. He wants important. Okay, so maybe we just have to rotate a little bit at left back then. Wants important. We'll give him a 3-year deal at 25 years old. He is happy with that. No release clause. Doesn't want too much in wages either. 25k. Does he want to bump up? He does. 29. A little bit more of a bump up than they normally want, but happy to play 30 grand a week. So we have another left back in. Ailton will be moving on then. But yeah, just thinking probably for what's best for the team, to be honest. Right, we've had an offer for Ben Williams from Osasuna again. They're certainly interested in some of our players. We'll see if we can eke a little bit more out of them. But yeah, Williams could be off to join a Camp in Spain. Representative of Osasuna in my office. Don't know why that was particularly hard to say, apparently. 3.5 million, another 250,000 boys. Excellent. Lovely to see it. I am biting the bullet. I'm looking for a new goalkeeper. Okay, Schulte has gone to Monaco for 16.7 million. That is interesting. We'll see. What we might well just look straight for a replacement. Try and bring in another sort of really good winger. I'm a bit disappointed in a way because I would have liked to have seen what he was like. But again, 16 million for someone who's come through the academy that we never used. Like, that's money I can't really... Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just one of those things. Anyway, someone's bid for Koulibaly is Ibar. Joe Watt. They only reckon we could eke out another 50k, so I'm just going to accept that from Ibar. But yeah, Schulte on his way. Maybe we could give a chance to a youngster. Although, now, maybe I shouldn't have... well, there's some keepers there. Ooh, Andre. There's a regen there as well. Fair enough. Maybe I shouldn't have sold a Camp and kept Yunus Musa. Okay, so that transfer, we've got over 30 million in the coffers now. I'm going to look for a replacement for Schulte. The only backup we've got is a youngster. He's like 65 rated. As you see there, the graphic. They've signed Schulte. See if we can bring someone in. See who props up. Let's just see. Keeper search is on hold for now. Oh, hello. Had an offer for Fabio Silva from West Ham, offering us 9.1 plus Badawi. Badawi, 79 overall centre mid. Oh, we could get big money for Silva. I'll take Badawi, but I want a lot more than 9.1 million. Let's negotiate. Again, Fabio Silva. I mean, Silva's been so good for us, but again, it's just big money at a club like Barnsley. I know we're in Europe, but this is money we haven't seen before. I'd take Badawi. I would take him. Let's propose a new transfer fee. 9 million is not going to cut it. Let's say 55.1 plus Badawi. No, didn't think so. I'm not selling. He's 36 million. I'm not selling him for any less than about 70. Oh well, if West Ham don't want to pay it, that's down to them. Right, Hurtado has gone on loan to Besiktas. Ben Williams has gone to Osasuna as well. I think we're just waiting on Koulibaly. Oh, there's some options there. We'll have a look at those in a minute. In terms of Ailton's on the transfer list, no one's come in for George Miller at all. He's been on the transfer list like over a year. There's a couple more players I'd like to get out on loan. But yeah, Ailton is the only real person left to sell. Let's have a look at these wingers, shall we? Okay, so the wingers. Palestri was the one that caught my attention. United want 60 plus million for him. We cannot afford that. But there are some good players. Harvey Elliott is there. Only 20 years old, 76. And Buemo, 79 rated, only 23. Nelson there as well. Some players that aren't maybe as good. Traore, Minamino. Player from Reading there. Iosi Perez. Now hear me out, right? He's 78 rated. So is already as good as Thomas. Yes, he's 31. Still got very good physicals. I mean, look at that. Agility 90, balance 91, jumping 90. Ball control, technical is decent as well. I would rather buy Renato Steffen on a free, and then go all out for a much better goalkeeper. That is my thinking. Save the pennies in terms of transfer budget, because Luke Thomas is good. He will be our starter anyway. Bring in Steffen, who's just as good, will be cheap. Yes, okay, he might be only around for a year or two, but save the pennies and go for a really good goalkeeper. That's my thinking. So, I'm really impressed by his stats as well, to be honest, Steffen. So, I'm going to sign Renato Steffen. Bit of an anticlimax, I know, but there is logic, and hopefully you agree with that logic. Because as much as I like Adam Davis, if you can save 30 plus million for a goalkeeper, you'll probably be able to get a decent one. He wants important. He wants 3 years. Yeah, fine. Let's just get this deal done. Doesn't want a release clause. Yeah, cool. What does he want in wages? 41. That's fine. Remove the bonus. Is he going to bump it up a little bit? No. Okay, so Steffen's in. I know there are exciting options there. Likes of, Harvey Elliott would have been good. Even Reece Nelson I've used on FIFA before and really enjoyed. But there is logic, and I hope you understand and agree with it. So let's see. Again, Palestri would have been great, but they just wanted too much money. Right, let's search for a goalkeeper now. Right, Koulibaly has been sold, and the Europa League graphics are in this save for the first time. It's exciting. I think the game is just it's just like less than a week away, I think. The Spurs signed Mats Hummels. Interesting. Okay, we've had a couple of bids. One has come in for Ailton from Espanyol. One in for Mads Andersen as well. So we'll have a look at that one. It's come from Frankfurt. Okay. Right. See if we can squeeze just over 5 million for Ailton. Again, someone picked up on a free. So making a little bit of money from them. 5.1. God, boys, 150 grand. There we go. Very nice indeed. Now, the bid for Mads Andersen. Frankfurt, 6 million. It's only worth 5.5. Interesting. To be honest, I'm going to say no. I enjoy Mads Andersen too much. He's one of the originals. He's been from the start. He's very good backup. Excellent. Cheers, Mikal. Come to me earlier in the summer and just said, oh, we might not be hitting our targets. It's because I'm making some boss signings, that's what. Everton. Oh, Luca Digne gone to Paris. There you go. Right, let's see if any goalkeepers have turned up, shall we? So Ailton has gone to Espanyol then. Just over 5 million. Anderson, I will think about. We are at the day of the first Odense game. OB. Odense. We will attend the press conference. Our first Europa League press conference. Can we expect to see Ruggiero soon? He'll play when the time is right. That definitely didn't help his morale. Why are you sticking with Garcia? He'll play through it. I'm guessing he had a fairly poor pre-season then. Can Stefan replace Aarons? I believe in the lad for sure. I mean, he's been brought in to replace Schulter, but there we go. So plenty of new faces. We won't see all of them today, I doubt, but we will play this game. The Palace game, the first game in the Premier is just a couple days later. But yeah, let me sort out the team, and then we will travel to Denmark for this opening leg. Right, keepers are in. Well, I've got a few keepers in. And I'm torn between two. This guy, literally, the first guy on screen. Catio Viviano. 20 years old. Only 75 rated, so the same as Alan Davis. But he is 20 years old. He is a regen. So he could grow. I mean, I was tempted by Skorupski, of course. Jonas Omlin. 80 rated. Would come in and be one of our best players. 29 years old. Would cost a lot of money. How much money would he cost? 18 to 24 million. Thing with keepers, you can give them time because they hit their peak like later. I did say, as much as Viviano is tempting at 12 to 18 million, I did say we would go all out for a keeper, and I think Jonas Omlin is that statement. I think he just coming in, it would, like I said, immediately be one of our best players. So, as it would, for long term, it would make sense with Viviano. I don't know how much longer we will do the series, whether we will see the best out of him. He would come in and start. Maybe he's someone we can look to bring in sort of January, maybe next season. But for me, it's going to be Omlin. Because I want that experience now, and I want that, solidarity now. Especially if we can get him in literally before this game. I just clicked over just to see if any more things had come in, and they had. So we'll offer them his value, 15.5, and see what they say. 22.5. Okay, let's bring that down. We'll go 18.5, maybe. Yeah, 18.5. They're happy with that, right? Okay. Decent. We've got over 40 million in the transfer budget as well. So this, even when we bring in Omlin, we'll still have a decent amount to spend. So we'll bring him in. I'm just so pleased with this transfer window and how it's gone. We've brought in a lot of players, yes, but a lot of quality. He'll be an important player for certain. He wants crucial. That's fine. He'll be a crucial player. As you can see in the top corner, still got over 22 million to spend after this. Length of contract, we'll offer him a couple of years, see what he says. He's happy with that. Okay. Disregard release clause. Wages. He's on 28.5. Can we be cheeky? No, I'm not offering. Jesus wept. No. Oh, it's because I offered him 28 million. Sorry, that's 28.5. See what he says. He's happy with that, but wants bonuses. Right, counter, remove the bonus. It was a little bit cheeky, but yeah, he's happy with that. Excellent. Viviano, we may well come back to at a later date, but yeah, we've brought in some quality there. Really happy with that deal. Well, we won't go through the Odense team. Well, we'll just have a look actually and see if there's any players that we may well recognise. Christensen in goal. No. Josh Ruffles. Okay, isn't he like MK Dons maybe? Not too sure. Oxford maybe. Apono Frog. Sven Johnson. No. Okay, Josh Ruffles is the only player I recognise. It's quite funny as well. Derek Ray introduced this as two genuine heavyweights of football. Not quite sure about that, but seeing all the opening graphic, of all the sort of just stuff and just seeing the Europa League graphics with Barnsley and is so exciting. Just a couple of three new faces in the lineup: Omlin in goal, Williams at left back, Garcia at centre back with Helic. Otherwise, it's maybe as you would expect. Oh right, we're expected to win this. The board want us to get to the quarter-finals of the Europa League, and we have to bloody qualify. So Thomas has stolen in. Silva, Gacinovic. Thomas will go across. Oh my word. Maybe Ajax should have bought him after all. Right. Yeah, Sangali, just get my bearings. Decore. Gacinovic, Freezer's come inside. Silva's made the run. Fabio Silva will cut back. Silva. And he's curled that one lovely into the bottom corner. And well, interest from West Ham earlier in the summer. He could have gone for big bucks, but instead he's here in Denmark getting his first goal. Maybe in European football? He might have scored in Europe for Porto. I can't say for sure. His first European goal for Barnsley, that is for certain. He's got us off to a flyer. And the way Odense have started this match, over two legs, could be a cricket score. Sangali, I think it's just going to be too long for him. Yeah, Christensen does well. Oh, Sangali almost on that. Helic comes out to beat. Fair play to Josh Ruffles. I'm pretty sure he's played for Oxford. So to find himself to go from Oxford to Denmark to play European football, that's quite the journey, and one that I commend for certain. Though Decore's done well there. Thomas comes away with the ball. Has he got the pace to get away? He hasn't really. We'll keep bombing down the line. Try and get a ball in. Oh, Gacinovic has gone for the header. Williams gets there. Oh no, Sangali Fake shot is lovely. Kasinovic. He took a touch back for some reason. Not too sure why. But, yeah. That just made the shot that little bit harder. And he does really well. Eric Garcia reads that superbly well. And we can come forward again. Kasinovic. Freezer will come inside here. And he could go all the way. Dominic Freezer. And he has a lovely piece of play. Freezer, plenty of room to work with. He bombed straight into it. And he's put the ball beyond the keeper. It is 2-0. I think this is the third qualifying round. So I think there's another round after this. And then we're in the group stage, I want to say. Again, it's Paul Williams picks up. Decore, Sangali, Silva's making the run. Although Freezer has got space on this left-hand side. Dominic Freezer tries to go near post this time. Christensen equal to it. Williams on corners. Aims a good one in for Helic. Oh, can't quite get his head on it. And I think that will be half-time. Unless Thranderson can get the ball forward. No, Silva wins it. We'll just cut this back. And there goes half-time. 2-0 to Barnsley in Denmark. It's been fairly comfortable, really. That man there, the new goalkeeper, Omlin, has had very little to do. Or Cloyver. I don't know how to... I think it's Cloyve, because I think the O with the line through it. I'm trying to think of other people whose names are like that, because you've got Højberg, who's like that, and then Christian Nørgaard. So it's like a sort of sound. That Silva comes forward. Kasinovic is in here. Yeah, Kasinovic. Defender's done really well, but not well enough. He has rifled that into the back of the net. There is the tie over now. Sangali moves into the Odense half of the pitch. He's still got it, actually, Sangali. Silva's made the run. Can we cut back and find Sangali? We can. Rifle it past the keeper. It is 4. Sangali's in on the act now as well. Really good play from him and Silva. Silva with the awareness just to cut back, pass it across. Really unselfish, like. Simple goal for Sangali. I don't think the full-time whistle could come quickly enough for these players, to be honest. We have made a couple of changes. Dudziak is on for Sangali. Actually, that's his last action, as you can see. Renato Stefan is on as well. Oh, almost through to Sangali. Yeah, we'll get to see a little bit of what Renato Stefan is about in these last few minutes. There's Frökier. Has come forward here. Thrown finger. He has the shot, and Omlin is there to tip it round the post. Exactly what we brought him in for. Last sub has been made. We brought on Medina for Jethro Williams. Sorry. Because Medina can play at left back. Ruggiero not actually on the bench for this one. Maybe there's something I need to look at in the future. But they can maybe score a goal. But again, Omlin at his near post. He's actually kept one out. Maybe Adam Davis wouldn't have done that. And a great save again. And what a block by Eric Garcia to prevent the goal. Oh, Helic just needs to get that away. Great. Well, good save initially. The parry was a little bit risky straight into the middle of the box. But Garcia with that... referees blocked him off there with that last-ditch block. Saved it. Kept a clean sheet. And I think that will be that for game unless Odense do something now. Medina is there. And there is the full-time whistle. 4-0 it finishes in Denmark. A comprehensive victory for us. Of course, we have the formalities of the second leg. But like I said, maybe we'll play rotated side in that one. Get some boys some game time. But we'll do the post-match interview as we always do when we pick up a win. Why didn't he make his debut today? It's about picking the right game. I've just ruined this boy's confidence. Brilliant win, surely you're through. Let's just keep our heads for definite. You never know, there could be something in the second leg. That was an impressive display, wasn't it? I'm proud of the performance, for certain, yeah. The team morale is not great, considering maybe it's taken a hit because there's so many new players. I don't know whether something like that features in, actually. Anderson has got something to say for himself. Sorry, lad. It wasn't an easy decision to leave you out. But we have just a couple of days until the first game of the season, which is against Crystal Palace. We had an offer for Dominic Freezer. Okay, interesting. From Sheffield United. 10.5 million. He is 29. But it's really not someone... If I was going to sell Dominic Freezer, I'd want a decent penny for him. And the chief exec reckons that they wouldn't be willing to pay anything like that. So I'm just going to reject it. Especially to a Yorkshire rival as well. Come on, Sheffield United. If you're going to tempt me like that, at least make it a decent offer. But yeah, that is going to wrap up this episode. It's been a hell of a long one. I don't even know. How long have I been recording? Over an hour and a half at this point. I've gone into the dark now. But yeah, really enjoyed this. What a transfer window we've had. Got a bit of a taste of Europa League action as well. But we will play... Well, next episode it will be a bit of a bumper episode. I think we might include the whole month. I think Odense will be a bit of a foregone conclusion. So yeah, we'll wait and see. We might leave. We've got 3 games. Yeah, I'll work something out. I don't know how many games we'll have next episode. But yeah, we might just do the rest of the month. Although we might have. Oh no, we won't have cup action, will we? Because we're in Europe. I'll work something out. Anyway, if you have enjoyed today's episode, guys, make sure that you pop a like on there for me. Subscribe to the channel as well. And I will see you in the next one.